from sportschatplace.com and pickdogs.com, and it's Saturday, May 16th, 2020. We got our live show. We do it every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, usually closer to 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. I was shooting the crap behind the scenes, I admit it. Ran over 12 minutes. Also, I hit some button on this mixing board. Not a tech person, so it took me a while. All the sound was coming out of this ear. It's not coming out of this ear. It's like, it's not working either. Turned it off, turned it back on. That didn't work. So eventually, I just started pushing buttons, and here we go. It actually does work. I thought that the sound yesterday with the new mic was just a little bit hot. But anyways, Bundesliga kicks off today, and what I realized as a website owner, my articles at Sports Chat Place are all ranked number one in Google today. Same thing with Pick Dogs, are all number two. But nobody in the U.S. cares about soccer, international soccer, if it's the last sport left on earth. We have living proof. And here it is, the Bundesliga. I know there are a lot of people that care. I certainly think that it's quality sports. I certainly think we have quality athletes and all that stuff. But like I said, here in the United States, just not a very big thing. I know we have an international audience, and that's what we play to. Yesterday, we ripped into Quentin Dunbar pretty good as far as the Baker thing. It looks like he might be innocent. We owe him an apology if that is the case. And also, we have UFC on ESPN. We're going to figure out exactly what that means these days. Does that mean it's on regular ESPN, ESPN Plus? Do we have to pay again? Do we not have to pay? Do we have to pirate it from someone? I don't know. We're gonna give it all a shot, and of course we have Steve Monahan and the Puck Dogs with us today. But anyways, let's just bring Steve Monahan in. Steve.
Hey, good morning.
Of course. Oh, come on. I think my computer scene locked, unlock. What does that mean? Oh, I see. There we go. I have scenes set up behind the scene here, and what happened is, what happened with the scenes is that I locked it. And once again, another tech thing, because I have this piece of machinery, and as you can see, it's not even plugged in. But this is like a switcher, and it's going to have like all the different guys when I switch around, so I don't have to go back to me and then bring it in and then all that stuff. So like the four of us and Steve and me and Steve and Chris.
You got Hawaii, you got
have all
New
that
Jersey,
stuff on there, as
you
well
got
as
Canada.
Steve's volume. There we go. Hey Steve, how's it going?
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Hanging in there. Your volume was out, so it was good that we caught you there before things got rolling full steam. But yeah, so Dunbar, maybe he didn't have a gun.
Oh, I'm not surprised in the least that the day after the attorneys have already contacted multiple people at the parties. I'm sure the monies are flying, like we talked about the salaries that these guys make. Believe me, there's innocent until proven guilty. I am a true American and follow the Constitution. However, don't tell me that there's not money being thrown around behind the scenes to get these people to maybe change the stories. So we shall see. Because Baker's attorney too came out and said he didn't do it either.
Well,
so
that I'm not buying. It's
right.
not his. It's not his attorney though. There's witnesses, who are saying that Dunbar did not have a gun and Baker did.
Okay, well, we shall see.
I guess Baker has quite
It's still such a bad look. I talked again, like I said yesterday, I talked to multiple Giant fans yesterday. They are so disgusted by the fact that this story's even out there.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you
Baker
what.
wasn't,
They got
as good as
the Giant
advertised.
fans. The Giant fans. They got a lot bigger problems than this. Okay, you got Daniel Jones as your starting QB that you invested the 6th overall draft choice on this guy, and you're worried about some corner that couldn't stick in the starting lineup well, this is kind of the Giants, the story of the team the last few years, corners that they drafted in the first round that can't cover anybody. And I think that, the Giant fans, that it's kind of like when the Michigan fans are kind of frustrated that they haven't won, a national title. It's like, you have no reason to complain. You never have done anything. You've never done anything. You had everything. You've done nothing. It's like
Outside of Brian Greasy and Lloyd Carr in 1997, they've done nothing. You're right.
they got 0 national championships in my book. 0. They might have
Okay.
got a split title by the Beano Cook and company, but I'll tell you what, man. Tommy Frazier's Nebraska team would have mopped the floor with those guys.
I agree with that.
They would
I
have
agree.
mopped the floor with them. It would have.
I agree.
They beat us. They beat us. I was at the game. Right there. They beat us. It's like
Yep.
they beat us, and it's like Warren Sapp. I mean, they beat us. And we had. It wasn't like we were scrub you that year. It's not like Miami was was a pushover. We had them beat in the first ones to come back on us in the fourth quarter, beat us in the Orange Bowl, ball plays.
That's right.
I still say it was intentional grounding on Brooks Behringer. Anyways, yeah. This is one of those games where it was like Steve Monahan and my Boston friends had a good time with not only that my Miami team had lost, but how hoarse my voice was at the game from screaming, "This ain't Kansas" for 4 quarters to the Nebraska fans.
We had no sympathy from that.
Zero.
None.
But anyways, so Dunbar, is apparently maybe more innocent in this than we gave him credit for. So we'll go with the innocent until proven guilty on Dunbar. On the other side of sports, Chris Paul saying that they're going to play, maybe. The players are in. And that's an important thing. And I think in the NBA, where the players make the most money, I think I could see why they maybe care the most.
Absolutely.
I would say that NBA players, the top end players, certainly have a longer career than some of the other sports. But and the NBA players, you have to understand, there's players on an active roster. It's a lot of money to split with a few guys. I know like the top guys make a ton and the less guys, make things, but it's an 82 game regular season. There's really, and they're charging $500 ticket, and there's a lot there in the NBA. They're filling stadiums no matter where you're at. It's like I think of you look at all the sports guys. These are the guys who earn the money.
So I think it was an important statement by Chris Paul, and if the NBA, is one more step closer to getting back.
He's the union guy, right? He is the guy, right? He is the
president
union
of the association.
Yeah. So CP3, he's no dummy. He's not one of these guys that it's like he studied basketball in school or something. CP3 is actually.
He's an intelligent. He's an intelligent person. There's no doubt.
But
Major League Baseball, really no news on that front since we talked about it a couple days for the negotiations behind the scenes. But like you talked about, their player union versus the NBA player union. The player union on the NBA, here they are. They're agreeing. They want to get back. And Major League Baseball, it's all money. So, and I'm actually, the more I'm thinking about it, I think there's a chance that the season will be canceled for baseball. I do.
I think that it's going on behind the scenes, and I think that that's a good thing. I think that the Blake Snell thing, the one silver lining there, is that maybe it got behind the scenes because they just said nobody talked to anybody. Oh, this is not going to help us, and it's not going to help the situation. As greedy as the baseball players are, I don't think these guys want to leave that much money on the table. But we've seen them do dumber things before, so. We'll have to figure it out when baseball does it. But I'm going to guess NHL is going to come back too. This is a sport where guys don't make a lot of money, and they'll do it. But we'll see what happens. I was hoping to have news by the end of this week, and if we don't have news by the end of next week, July is probably going to be gone at that point.
Right.
So.
And another thing I wanted to bring up college football also too, his younger brother, transfers out of Alabama, Maryland. So I think he'll step right in. Loxley is now the head coach of Maryland, and he coached at Alabama. So it's that Kevin Bacon 6 degree of separation there. So
I honestly didn't think he looked so great in Bama in the time that I'm in there. And I don't know if it was, he wasn't going to start at Alabama, and that's good reason to leave. I think that, they do things like this. You sign players, you sign friends, you sign brothers. I mean, all you have to do is look at USC basketball. Remember, they had the rapper, and they got him to get, what's it? OJ,
Okay, Mayo.
OJ Mayo. And, the guy who's on the Pelicans. The guy who's really good. He's on the Pelicans.
Porter?
No, it's Chris. I'm talking about. It's I'll remember. It's one of the better players in the NBA.
Yeah.
One of the better guys. And
yeah, I just wanted to bring up, because his younger brother is, he's now.
I honestly thought he was going to go to Miami. I really did, because while Miami has a bunch of quarterbacks on the roster, they can't seem to be able to settle on one. And I think they're going to find someone. It's Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. Okay,
yeah,
sure.
It's the guy. So it was like they wanted him, so they got his friend. We're all on the team, and before you know it, the coach is fired. And, it's like he's not getting paid, but everybody else is. It's like, hey, my friends need to get this, and
Right.
So, anyways, it's kind of, I think that. We'll hear more about this other stuff, and I think the Tua situation. The reason why I was thinking Miami, his brother's in Miami. They're like such a strong family, and all that other stuff, and it just seemed to make a lot of sense for Miami. But I don't know if Manny Diaz offered him. I mean, Miami has a lot of quarterbacks on the roster right now, and they certainly are going to be bringing them in. I don't think that Manny. I don't know if we're going to find out. I think Manny Diaz is on a lot shorter leash than people think. One thing that Hurricane fans don't like are coaches who come in with no head coaching experience. They do not like that. Larry Coker, Randy Shannon. It was like, after Randy Shannon, it was like, we will never have a head coach. This is what they said. We will never have another head coach that does not have head coaching experience. We'll take the Jimmy Johnsons. We'll take this, the guys that, no one ever heard of. We'll take these guys, but we're not going to take a guy with no head coaching experience. And they did. So, even though he's from Miami, all that stuff, he's got a fairly short leash. Anyways, I'm going to bring in the Puck Dogs. We got UFC tonight. I'm sure these guys have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll see in just a little bit with the Sim Picks.
Got it.
That was Steve Monahan from Sports with Mono podcast. Going to probably be doing my own podcast as well. Going to be calling it From the Doghouse under the Pick Dogs brand. Don't know if it's going to be this show, this early show, just rebroadcast on a podcast, and that's how it might start, or if it's going to be just more Mitch. I don't know. Some people probably have mixed opinions. Rod, Chris, how's it going this morning?
Doing well. How are you?
All right. Rod's got his sound on today. We could hear him. That's always a plus. Got UFC tonight, Chris, so explain to us what this one means. UFC on ESPN.
This one just means it's on the main network. It's basically a fight that's on the main network that you can also stream on ESPN+.
So on DirecTV, it's on 206. It's not on...
It's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. So, Alistair Overeem, this guy, I don't follow UFC, but here's a guy whose name I've heard a few times.
Yeah.
And he has been around for a long time. Still any good?
He's 45 and 18, so I think he's doing something right. I mean, the problem is with those 18 losses, he's been switching up his style, so he leaves them open defensively, but he's still capable. I mean, bordering on 40 if he's not there. He's still capable in that division.
So, what, Rod? Who are you looking at tonight? Like, who's your main guy? You know, what's your main fight? You guys disagreed last time out on who you liked in the on Wednesday. I think you guys split like a lot of those fights, right? It was like Arlovsky was one of the fights, right?
Yeah, Ron got that one.
Then you had I don't know. Rod, who you like?
We both had OSD and he lost.
Yeah.
Well, who do you like tonight? Like Arlovsky is one of the fights, or huh? Oh, I see what's going on.
For me, the first fight I'm looking at that I like, you've got Kevin Holland versus Anthony Hernandez. I think Holland here, he's just a more well-rounded fighter than Hernandez here, and he's more versatile. He's a more versatile fighter, so he can punch, he can kick, he can do those things. The only if Holland can just stop Hernandez from taking him down, he wins this fight. So I'm leaning. I like Kevin Holland on the money line to win this fight, -115.
Chris, any opinion on this one?
I do like Holland as well. It wasn't one of the four that I picked out, but I like Holland as well.
Who do you like in the next one, Chris?
So for me, one of my top plays, I like Dan Ige at +115 against Edson Barbosa. Barbosa's a knockout specialist, but he tends to struggle with the fighters that move forward and put a lot of high pressure on him. And that's Ige's MO. He puts high pressure on. He's got better defense. He can defend the patented Barbosa leg kick. I mean, Barbosa just dropped 10 pounds to go to lightweight because he was bored with lightweight. So he drops from 10 pounds to go to bantamweight. And I think the pressure is going to be fast and furious. You're going to give me +115 with a guy that's won 5 straight fights. I'll take it, but I think this could be fight of the night. I'll take Ige at +115 though.
Rod, any opinion on that one?
I agree. I like Danny Ige as well, money line at the plus money. Even though Barbosa is the bigger guy, he's got a 4-inch reach and he's bigger than everybody else. But I believe Barbosa moving down is going to be his downfall here. But he's just I think he's got this fight. I think he's going to pull a little slight upset because it's not like huge upset here, but he's got the 5 winning streak going, as Chris said. He's 5-1 in the UFC, 13-2 overall his record. So yeah, got to go with Danny here.
Who do you like in the next one?
Next one here I'm going with is Eric Anders versus Krzysztof Joku. This is going to be a good fight here. Both of these fighters they're pretty evenly matched here. But for me, I'm going to go with the dog. Give me Eric Anders here. I think he's got a little more heavier hands, and I think he's got a shot here to knock him out. So I'm going to take Eric Anders over Joku. I think the money's people almost got him as a lock. So give me Eric Anders at +125.
Chris, you agree or disagree?
I actually agree. It's one of my notes here. I was looking at Eric Anders by knockout or TKO at +260. I think that's his best shot to beat Joko here. But I think the longer that this fight goes, it'll favor Joko because he can probably win points. But just based on pure knockout power, I think Anders is worth a look here.
Okay. Who do you like? Who else do you like?
For me, I'm going with Marlon Vera at +160 over Song Yadong. It's just a value play here. I'm not laying -200 with Yeah, Dong, and there's only one rank and one loss separating the two. And, Dong's 22, so he comes in as one of the younger fighters in the division. Bear's 27. But the difference for me is that Bear's got a 3.5-inch reach advantage, and I just think experience wins out here over youth. I think, Dong's got a good career ahead of him, but for this one, I could see it going to the judges, and I think Vera could pull it out at plus 160.
This is another tough match. This is going to be close. Yadong versus Cheeto. For me, I think this Yadong fighter coming up, he's a beast. He's got solid hands. He's got solids. But this is a fight I'm just going to watch. But if I had to pick a side, I'm taking Yadong. But it's minus 200. For me, I think he's got a good shot of knocking him out. Give me Yadong here. He's going to be remember this name. Yadong is going to be a beast in the UFC. The Chinese are coming. Watch out.
Any other fights you like tonight, Rod?
Yeah, the main event. Give me the main event. Tough main event. Tough for Walter to come in here and after all that stuff that's gone on with his daughter. That's tough. This will be his first fight back after the abduction and the killing of his stepdaughter and all that. I got to take Overeem here. Give me Overeem money line. That's really hard on somebody. I don't. He's coming. He's a really good fighter. But I think Overeem's a more well-rounded fighter. Walt's got strong hands, kicks, but I think it's a totally different mindset. He's going to be a totally different person than what we've seen his last fight. You lose somebody that close to you, and now this is his first fight back. I think it would be different if there were fans in the stands, because I think the heart wants him to win just because to be like, hey, you can say, hey, this is a win. I won this for my daughter. Fans in the stands, we'll root them on. No fans in the stands, you're going to hear crickets. I think Overeem takes advantage of that. I think Overeem money line.
Chris?
I can definitely understand that viewpoint with those points, but for those points is why I'm going to go with Walt Harris. It's all this stuff with his stepdaughter happened in November, and I know that's not an easy thing to shake off, but that's why the fight in December was postponed. He's had a few months here to sort of try to gather himself and come into this one, and I think he's just going to come out fired up. I think he's going to be ticked off. I think he's going to want to come in and just want to punch somebody. And, from a fight perspective, Alistair Overeem, his chin's got a lot more suspect. I mean, 14 of his 18 losses have come via knockout.
18 losses?
Yeah. 63 fights, but 18 losses.
That is, like I said, that is, like I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast, see, I didn't know these numbers, but that is a lot of fights for a UFC fighter. That is, for an MMA fighter, that is a lot of fights.
Yeah,
it's probably more than triple what you see from an average fighter.
For me, if you're taking Harris, you got to take Harris by knockout. It's the only way he wins. This fight goes long, Overeem wins, hands down. The only way Harris wins this fight is by knockout. So if you're siding with Harris, you take him by knockout. You get more money, more value there.
Yeah, either way, I'm taking Harris money line, and all, like Rod said, all the 13 wins have come via knockout. So he's going to win by knockout at minus 105, and I would either take it in round 1 at plus 285 or maybe round 2 at plus 550.
All right, so any other picks?
For me, I little birdcage. Oh, you got more picks?
No, go ahead.
For me, my birdcage, I put Holland, Eric Anders, and Overeem together. Put those three together for a birdcage, give me about plus 800.
Yeah, for mine, I've got Ige, Harris, and Vera at plus 831. If you want to add Anders' money line, it brings it up to just under 20 to 1.
All right, we're going to bring Steve Monahan back in. We're going to talk about my favorite subject, and that is hopefully SimPix will be over soon. But
If I could add one thing, just because we have a Bundesliga game before the show tomorrow, I like Mainz 05 and a draw against Köln. Köln's just they're in purgatory right now. They're in that those 11, 10 to 14 spots where you're not going to move up to the European level, but you're also not going to drop down. So they're just playing out the string. Mainz is trying to get space from those relegation spots at the bottom, so I think they come out desperate here. I think they either win or they get a point here.
I'll tell you who's desperate. That's me. I'm desperate to see some, I'll tell you what, man. If the Detroit Tigers were playing the Oakland A's today, I'd be watching the full 9 innings, and I don't even care, man. It's like, that's what I'll tell you that much.
Pre-game too?
Yeah,
Like-
pre-game too. Yeah.
I don't watch the pregame. But,
Well, in this world, I'll watch pre-game.
But anyways, man, I'm starving for sports, and it's like the fact that there's Bundesliga going on, and it's not cutting it. I will watch the UFC fights tonight, and there's, to be honest, they're on at 2:00 in the afternoon here, which makes it a lot easier. But I might still be on the golf course. I'm going to play 36. So one thing about this sports being off, I have to say, I'm playing the best golf of my life. It's like last year, man, it was just my head was in a different place. And I think the last 2 years on the live shows, I think a lot of the audience especially saw it last year for a good, in the year before too. It's kind of my head was just in a different place, man. I feel it's like this giant weight is off my shoulder. I'm really, we were just getting rolling when sports, came back. I'd only gotten Sports Chat back in the middle of February. And we were just getting rolling. So I'm so excited for sports. And, we have the new premium area. We have a lot of new cappers that are going to be coming on board with that. You're going to be able to get Chris's best bets, Rod's best bets, there, Steve's best bets, my best bets. You'll be able to get them, all in one place. And it's like we have so many other guys. We have another show, an afternoon show. I have a co-host for that show. It's not these guys, but these guys can be on the show too. And that show is going to have probably 10, 15 guests a day type thing. It's going to be super fast-paced, super exciting. And you guys know, bless you, Chris.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So this is the problem with Chris's mic not being here yet. It's like he's got to hit the mute button. But anyways, I have.
I tried to.
Let's see if I can get my my other camera to work here for a second. I couldn't get it to work before. I wanted to show everyone what's going on in my studio. As every day, it's just things are updating. Yeah, I think I have my my USB hub overloaded here. Oh, there's. Oh, then I'm gonna lose everybody if I do this. That's all right. So I got right here my. Oh boy, now I lost it. Oh well, now it's back on. There it is. All right, so you can see I got my 65-inch TV raring to go. It's just that this computer is overloaded is the problem right now. It's just I'm using way more CPU than it's capable of delivering. But you guys could see briefly there, I have my a monitor set up there to watch the show, and then the 65-inch TV. I'm literally 3 feet away from it. But we'll bring the guys back on, and we'll do our sim picks. Chris, how'd we do yesterday in the simulated games?
Let's see. So the Jags won outright against the Titans.
I've lost that one.
The Colts won outright against the Texans.
I'm doing real good. Yeah,
I'm trying to find the other 2 games.
Chargers.
Chargers wool up the Broncos. Last I seen it was like 50 something to like 6 or something. Yeah, that would blow out City in that
Got
one.
that one right.
And the other one was what was the other
Chiefs. Chiefs again.
one? Oh, I think Oakland covered that one, didn't they?
All right, so I lost.
Yeah.
I think
All right.
it went to overtime.
Solid 1-3 in the simulated games.
Solid 3-1.
I hate these things. It's
Almost money line in there. Big upset.
I think you just take my sim picks. I know some people do this with my regular picks, but I think you just take my sim picks and you just bet the other team. You know, it's like I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to the simulated online video game version of football. I don't.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I've never played. I've never played the sport. I've never watched the sport. I'm not familiar with it.
For me in Canada, that's what we did. I played video game hockey. So when we were outside as kids, we were outside playing street hockey. We played street hockey. Street light came on. We got to go inside. So we all congregated inside and had hockey tournaments. Hockey tournaments. We got bored of hockey.
We had broad hockey, but I played. In Miami, we always played sports outside. So all year round. So half of our time was spent, playing tackle football. And the other half was spent going to the hospital with your friends to get their arm casted up. I mean, like normal kids. This is what we did. It's like, I mean, I got injuries and scars. It's like when I shaved all my hair off of my head, I was afraid of what was underneath there. It's like I know. It's like, I can't say
very noticeable bumps or dents.
No, it's scars. It's like, I mean, I can't tell you how many times. It's like I've had my nose reconstructed twice.
Or how many stitches we had growing up as a kid too. Stitches was huge.
Everywhere. I mean, I have like marks on my body everywhere. It's like
you can't see, but my head got split right down the middle. Croquet mallet. Little kid, you can't tell. There's no scar. I got lucky, but it cracked my head right down the middle. But I think I had like 30-something stitches.
St. Patty's Day, Boston.
I never seen the neighbor kid run so fast. It was a total accident, and we were just bashing ice, and he caught me right in the head. Whack! Oh no! Ah!
Gave you the Donald Brashear treatment before that was even a thing.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's get to some simulated football here.
All right. 1 Eastern, Saints -7.5 at home against the Bucks.
Give me the Bucks. Plus 7.5.
I like the Saints.
I like the Saints. Saints.
4 Eastern, Jets -4.5 at home against the Dolphins.
Dolphins
money line.
I'll take the Jets.
Yeah, Jets.
You're foolish.
Jets. What's wrong with you people?
Really?
Simulated.
Yeah, the Dolphins have whooped them twice already.
Yeah.
In simulation. Both money line outright winners.
7 Eastern, Patriots -6.5 at home against the Bills.
Bills.
Patriots. And 10 Eastern, Cowboys -4 at Philadelphia.
I'll take the Cowboys.
Philly for me.
Eagles.
Money line.
Yep, I like the money line too. Is that it? Only 4 for a Saturday? Not normally they do 5 on.
Well, they have 5, but the one started at 10 a.m.
We missed it.
Damn.
Always happens. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us. The show's really getting sloppy, and we know it. So, no reason to be name callers. Well, you can if you want. I like the entertainment value. It's like haven't shown a favorite tweet in a while or anything like that. It's still my favorite.
No, I'm hitting the links tomorrow for the first time in the morning. So
we want to see that scorecard. So,
yeah, sure.
What course is this?
This is Philip Rotella in West Haverstraw, New York, which is Rockland County, New York.
Attention, all residents of Rockland County, if you're going outside tomorrow, Sunday, May 16th, remember, wear your lacrosse helmet. I repeat,
That's right.
wear your lacrosse helmet.
There'll be police flares all over the place.
We have a highway hole here. Number 9 at Maui Nui. Dead on the highway. I mean, this is on the highway, and it's like if you hit a pull hook, you are on the highway. And it's like people post on Facebook. It's like the pictures. So
No doubt.
I'll just have this tip to tell you, and Steve and everybody out there. One of the best golf tips you can get, except for the one you give the starter, of course, the most important tip in golf. But
Sure.
the best tip in golf, and my favorite thing is I have friends that work at the hotels. Okay, so like a lot of the guys I golf with, I play with a bunch of guys that are scratch golfers. We have like a Sunday game, and we played at Pukalani the other day together, and they're all off work, because the hotels are closed. But what happens is so they tell me one guy's at the Marriott, Andes, all the good hotels, it's like, and they tell me when there's a brokerage like get together in town, so like Charles Schwab or like Goldman Sachs or something, they have their their top guys. They fly them out to Maui, play golf, go on helicopter rides or whatever. So I make sure I schedule the tee time directly behind these guys. Most of them stink like no one's business, and they give them all those Pro V1 balls with the nice look, with the logo, the Goldman Sachs logo on it. It's like I have more one-hit brokerage balls. We have like a running joke. It's like, what'd you hit? It's like, what are you using? It's like, what are you using? Like most people say Titleist 2 or something like that. It's always like Titleist, a lightly used Goldman Sachs Titleist 2. It's like these guys. I mean, mulligans galore. So it's a slow round, but I'm telling you, you'll come home with a bag full of Pro V1s, brand spanking new one hitters. I mean, these are. I have tons of them. At Pook, I played with the Wells Fargo Asset Management ball the other day. Very lightly used when I got it. I mean, this thing looked like it came right out of the box. This thing looked like, I think the guy just whiffed at it, came over the top, and it just rolled forward into the rough, and he couldn't find it. It was like, this thing, it looked like it came right out of the packaging. It was 2020 Pro V1.
Good stuff.
Yeah, this is it's a great. You should see how many golf balls I have. I mean, millions. I don't have millions. I probably have in the garage. My wife made me move all my golf balls to the garage because I have one of those plastic filing cabinets, the drawers from Target, and it's totally full of balls. I mean, all different kinds. Pro V1s. I got the AVXs, the Callaway soccer balls. It's like, oh man. But anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. So Steve, are you not going to be on the show tomorrow? Is that what's going on here?
No, I'll call in from the course. I'm teeing off, I think, at 9:30, so I'll be probably on the second hole or something.
Steve will be well into frustration by then. We'll be doing the "Don't Wake the Baby." People will be looking at me. People shush me all the time out there. That's why I play usually by myself. Today I play with my Saturday guys. These guys are a lot of fun to play with. One guy's like a handyman. The other guy's a carpenter. These guys are so much fun to play with. They buy their weed on Mondays at the dispensary because they get triple points. That is like my favorite thing. It's like I wait till Monday to go to the dispensary because I get triple points on my thing. I'm able to get. It's like they hit a good shot. I'm like, that must have been from Triple Point Monday. These guys are vaping the whole time. It's like I don't care. It's like we have a good time. So
I play with the group in front of you. All of a sudden disappears, and you're like,
"Oh,
there was a group in front of us. Where did they go?"
I don't play. I don't play golf unless I can grease the starter. It's half the fun for me. So it's like there's never a group that's that close to me. It's like I'm tipping from the second I get out of that car. It's like, you guys have seen my golf money, right? It's like
all I do is pop the back trunk.
People are always like, how do you always get the best tee times? It's like, because you guys are tipping the guy 5. I'm slipping them an extra 100 every few weeks in there as well. It's like underneath the 5, there's 100 sticking out. It's like, just book me for the next month.
Yeah.
That's how you get it done. Anyways, take care of everyone in your local businesses, golf starters. These guys are all really, really hurting. They, in all seriousness, people like, the starters at your golf course, all these people, they rely on tips, man, and they've gotten waxed over the last few months. So anything you can do to help them out. We know everyone's in a tough spot, and we're going to do some stuff to when we relaunch, our premium and everything. We're going to do a lot of things that we normally, we normally do tons of free stuff anyway. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
You got it. Bye.